illnesses. Others said he performed miracles. Swami himself said he once delayed the sunrise by 40 minutes.
Boy, okay, bro. I'm getting so tired. Yo, what?
Racist against rappers, they all look the same to him. They used to beg him not to egg him on Halloween. He told him holler back with the suede Pumas, dollar green. Nah, I mean, heated up till the temperature tarball. Y'all just gawk like gargoyle.
Yes, indeed. Do I have a wig to go with this? Yes. Am I putting it on? No. Y'all just gonna have to get the mystery wizard in a bonnet today. But today I got a scary video for us today. That was kind of redundant. Terrifying cults still operating today. I love learning about cults. I think it's fascinating. I think it's crazy. At first, I didn't understand how do you get locked up in a cult? Like, how do you get caught up in that? But then when you think about it, they go after people who are like down on their luck. You know what I'm saying? Who probably have already on the process of giving up in life, and they kind of give them a new purpose. So that's kind of how they get people. Like, obviously, if a cult member walks up to me, I'm gonna say, nigga, kick rocks. Where's my wand at? But let's go.
And finally, after several minutes, this 40-year-old woman says she has turned into a 35,000-year-old man.
There he met, listen to me closely now, there he met some extraterrestrials.
I love hearing regular people talk about like crazy things because they always have the craziest explanations. Like, you ever seen that video of the newscasters that are like, a furry? What's a furry?
In their spaceship.
Is this a cult? Definitely not.
You talk to your kids about drugs and alcohol, but you never think to coach your kids on a cult.
My friends, cults are not a thing of the past. They are part of the present. Some of the worst cults have evolved with the times. They still recruit followers, silence doubters, and continue their creepy rituals. And this
It's crazy to me because, like, I could have sworn he might talk about it, but wasn't there like a dude that got exposed for basically having a sex cult recently when he was like popular on TikTok? I don't know. I might be making that up.
video will explore terrifying cults still operating today. We'll begin with the strange ones and save the worst for last. So as you guys can probably hear right now, I'm pretty sick, but the show must go on. I would hate to miss a weekly upload for you guys, so it would mean
He got a better upload schedule than me.
world if you subscribe to keep us growing. I'm Visual Venture, and you are awesome.
Let's get it.
The Raelian Movement. The Raelian Movement is a global cult. It has 130,000 members across 120 countries. And every member believes the same thing, that aliens created all life on Earth. But that's only part of the story. Their main goal is to build an embassy to welcome those aliens back to Earth. It sounds strange, but they believe all this because of something that happened 50 years ago. The cult started with a man named Claude Vorilon. He had a
What is this nigga's?
because of something that happened 50 years ago. The cult started
I ain't gonna lie, that haircut is gotta be extraterrestrial, gang. There's no way somebody let you left the house like this. Whoever was your family at the time of this needs to get put in prison. This is ridiculous, my nigga. Just shave it off. You're not a samurai. What are we doing?
with a man named Claude Vorilon. He had a long list of failures. Claude tried to make it as a musician and failed. Then he tried to become a race car driver and failed again. But his life changed on December 13th.
Has he always just been missing half of his hair? Like, what are we talking about?
1973. That day, Claude allegedly saw an alien in a park in France.
There he met, listen to me closely now, there he met some extraterrestrials in their spaceship.
According to him, a flying saucer landed in the field. A small alien stepped out. It looked human, but it had green skin and a goatee beard. But the real shock wasn't how the alien looked. It was what it said. The alien told Claude that it was one of the Elohim. They were a race of advanced beings who lived on a perfect planet where the most intelligent are in charge. They've mastered genetic modification. They live 10 times longer than humans. An alien claimed they created humans.
And in these laboratories, thanks to DNA and genetic combination, they created all life on Earth. It means trees, animals, and men.
Since that creation,
there's no way for, like, unless you're like already kind of in a susceptible state, there's no way you're gonna listen to this man and go, low key, you know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about, bro? I mean, I've heard of it. Like, it's a conspiracy theory. Like, it is. It's a conspiracy theory that I've heard of. I didn't know there was a cult around it. Like, there's a theory about, like, the universe being like a dark forest. Like the reason why we haven't made contact with aliens is because there's some greater danger out there, and we're stupidly sending out messages trying to find these people when we don't really want to. There's also the gate, like the Truman Show theory. I forgot the official name, but it's like aliens basically just put a bunch of random creatures on the planet and they're just watching us. So I'm feeling like that's kind of like a spin off of that.
Elohim have been watching humanity from afar. One day they would return to Earth. But first, humans needed to build them an embassy. Here's what the alien embassy is supposed to look like.
It's his ambition to build the structure shown in this model near Jerusalem. Its purpose, to welcome the alien race.
When the embassy is complete,
So if they never come, you just wasted a bunch of money.
the Elohim would come back to reveal their scientific knowledge to humanity. But how did Claude fit into their plans? The alien made Claude Elohim's prophet on Earth. He was ordered to spread their message and build their embassy. The alien even gave him a new name, Rael. When Claude returned home, he started telling everyone about the aliens. Interestingly, they listened. He also held conferences about his experience. His first conference attracted 2,000 people.
What?
Most of these people were obsessed with UFOs and wanted to know more about the Elohim.
Okay, I mean, I get it. So he got it during a time period where people were already kind of like having alien conspiracy theories and stuff, and he basically just made them feel like they were justified. So, okay, I can understand how it grew.
And a few of these people actually believed every word.
In 1976, Claude, now called Rael, founded the Raelian movement. He traveled the world.
Did that shit look like a swastika?
76, Claude, now called Rael,
What the fuck?
founded the Raelian movement. He traveled the world recruiting members. By 1995, the movement had about 40,000 members across
insane.
85 countries. Every member was required to donate 10% of their income. The
Oh, hell no. I'll tell them aliens to kick rocks. 10%? What? For what? 10% for what?
money was to finance the construction of an embassy.
I tell them to go right. I was about to sound crazy racist. You know what? It is literally racist. I'm not giving you 10% of my money just so you can come back to Earth. You lost your mind.
For the Elohim. But realism wasn't just about aliens. It promoted ideas that seemed progressive. The cult supported equality for all. They also believed in using science to improve life on Earth. But the most controversial belief was about human cloning. And the
That's insane.
Raelians were determined to do it.
I was the first on the earth to say human cloning is coming very soon.
In 1997, the cult formed a company called Clonaid. Its goal was simple: create the first human clone.
Now we have 3 scientists working almost full-time in a lab here in the United States.
What does cloning, like, real talk, what does a cloning accomplish?
Scientists worked long and hard. Then in 2002, Clonaid made a huge announcement. They claimed they successfully cloned a human. Clonaid shared almost no details about their supposed clone.
So them niggas got up on stage and capped. Not on my watch, buddy. Expecto. Yeah. Not ready for me.
The main thing they said was that a 31-year-old woman donated her DNA for the cloning process. And the baby, the first human clone, was named Eve. Obviously, the news made headlines, but the reaction wasn't all positive. Many hated the idea of human clones.
There's so many disastrous things that can come about from
Who is this nigga?
somebody doing this with a bad motive.
People demanded proof, but Clonaid was very secretive. They refused to say where the clone baby was born, identify her parents, or even provide a picture.
Yeah, them niggas was lying.
Still, the Raelians celebrated. To them, their scientists did exactly what the Elohim did: create human life.
I can believe that they just made a fetus. Like, I can believe that, but I don't know if they made like a full functioning human being. I feel like we would have heard about that.
Life in a laboratory. Over the next few years, Clonaid claimed to have created dozens more human clones. But again, they provided no evidence. Despite the controversy, the Raelian movement kept expanding. Today, it has a surprising 130,000 followers worldwide. They're still working on building that alien embassy. Claude, aka Rael, is still their leader. He claims he has visited the Elohim's planet in outer space.
Now I know it. Alright, bro. Okay, bro. Alright, buddy. Alright, buddy. And when did you go? Did you take the Futurama tube up to... All right, bro.
And there, Jesus, Moses, Muhammad, and other prophets continued to live through human cloning.
Yeah, this nigga was just, this was babble, bro.
The members of this next cult were literally hypnotized by their leader. BOUT.
You know what, and I ain't gonna lie, it sounds like it's crazy, but as long as it's not harming anybody, but it's just terrifying cults. He didn't say anything about anyone being harmed, so I mean, if you want to believe in that cult, you can, but like, how are you supposed to feel if you found out one of your homeboys believed in a race of aliens called Elohim that are gonna come back to the earth if we build a structure built like a butthole with an anal bead hanging out of it? You know what I'm saying? I don't know how I would react to that information.
Field. People thought they were signing up for acting classes. Instead, they accidentally joined a cult. And the cult leader was their charismatic acting coach, Michel Rostand. Michel always wanted to be famous. He was obsessed. He tried to make it as an actor in Hollywood, but his career never took off. To pay the bills,
he just looks like a dickhead.
He started teaching acting in Florida. But during those classes, things took a strange turn. Michel began slipping in ideas about philosophy and meditation. He spoke about a mysterious guru who led him to a great spiritual awakening. His students were fascinated.
I think he soon realized that he was having more success kind of channeling that spiritual side of him than the acting side of him.
I can really believe this because I did too attend like an acting class one time. Definitely didn't join it. Them niggas was asking for $1,000 a month, bro. I got out of there like the plague. $1,000 a month. The acting, I forgot the name of the talent agency that I went to. What was the name? I forgot the name of the talent agency I went to, but their biggest claim to fame was that they had somebody end up on as like an extra on Victorious. Man, them niggas asking for $1K. Boy, get out of here.
But there was no evidence that Michel ever had a guru. Some thought he was just making up stories, but his students were young and impressionable, so they ate it all up. By the mid-1980s, Michel rebranded. He was now a spiritual guru with superpowers.
He was Michel, a self-proclaimed enlightened being who claimed to transmit divine energy.
I ain't gonna lie, I would just slap him and see what would happen.
His acting students became his disciples. Together,
not really,
they formed a new movement. They called their group BOUT. Not long after starting the cult, Michel moved back to West Hollywood. His followers went with him. They rented homes near each other and lived like one big family.
We were together.
I ain't gonna lie, 80s fashion is just kind of like...
Went with him. They
like, look at them, bro. It's like...
rented homes near each other.
Real talk, like... I feel like people from the 80s are built a specific way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I can't explain it. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I ain't finna explain it.
And lived like one big family.
We were together 24/7. We lived together. We ate together, played together. Everybody that I knew was in the BOUT field.
Everyone contributed money to support the group. Everyone except for Michel and his inner circle. They didn't work. They didn't have jobs. It was the lower levels that funded Michel and his inner circle.
That shit is a pyramid scheme then. Golly.
Michel didn't lift a finger. His followers bathed him, massaged him, and cooked his meals. Sometimes they even tucked him into bed at night. To outsiders, it looked like exploitation, but Michel convinced his followers that serving him was necessary for their spiritual growth. And
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, imagine just being a leader of a cult. Like, imagine, because this nigga know what he's doing. He doesn't genuinely believe he's an enlightened being. Let's be real. Imagine being a leader of a cult and just having complete control over, like, a group of dummies. Like, how do you, you know, like, like, I feel like that would corrupt a lot of people.
They believed him because he was hypnotizing them. Every weekend, Michel held private cleansing sessions with each follower. Each cost $50. Followers said they felt lighter afterward. Some even claimed they were healed. They thought it was because Michel had divine powers. But
why the hell does he have chainmail armor on?
Some even claimed they were healed. They thought it was because Michel...
What is he wearing?
Michel had divine powers, but the truth was far more scientific. Michel was actually a licensed hypnotherapist, but he hid that fact from everyone. He wasn't performing miracles during these sessions. He was hypnotizing his followers, but he used hypnosis for another, darker purpose. He made them drop all defenses and confess their most private thoughts.
Oh, that's fucked up. So he kind of like has blackmail. You can never leave because I know all your secrets.
I divulged every secret, every thought, every fear.
Michelle used those secrets to control them. He dictated who they could love, who they could trust, and who they had to cut off. Romantic relationships were forbidden. Friendships outside the cult were banned. Leaving Butterfield was considered betrayal. Soon,
look at how he's looking at the camera. I ain't gonna lie, this dude is kind of actually freaky, low-key.
Their world became small. The only place that felt safe was inside the cult. In 1993, the FBI raided a compound of a different cult in Waco, Texas. During the clash with law enforcement,
oh yeah, the people all died because they started a fire.
Dozens lost their lives. Cult members who resisted were arrested. Michel was terrified when he heard the news. He believed the government would target Butterfield next.
Why are you looking at me like this? You're not hypnotizing me, buddy. That's all. Look at why.
Michel was
what is the purpose of this B-roll?
Terrified when he heard the news. He believed the government would target Butterfield next. His parents.
How many takes did you do to get this?
Noia took over. He ordered his followers to hide their lives from their families. He planted spies to monitor anyone who tried to leave. He even broke into former members' homes to destroy evidence. Then, at the height of his fear, his secret came out. For nearly 20 years, Michel's followers believed he was divine. That illusion shattered in 2006. A former follower found
20 years?
Found out about Michel's hypnotherapy license. Then they sent an email to Butterfield members. The message exposed everything. The supernatural experiences were actually hypnosis. Michel's powers were a lie. The email split the cult in half. Some refused to accept it. Others finally saw the manipulation. Many left. A few remained loyal. After the scandal,
how do you like reintegrate into life after that, bro? Like after spending 20 years inside of an actual cult?
Michel wanted a fresh start, so he moved to Hawaii with his most loyal followers. He still runs Butterfield in Hawaii today. His next cult believes in lizard people. Ramtha School of Enlightenment. This cult became famous for one bizarre reason. Its founder claimed she was channeling the spirit of a 35,000-year-old warrior. That ancient warrior was called Ramtha, and the woman channeling him was Judy Zebra Knight.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a dope name, Zebra Knight.
Said the spirit first contacted her in 1977. She was at home in Washington when a glowing figure appeared.
I thought I was seeing things because I had tears in my eyes, and I wiped the tears away, and here stood this entity at 2:30 in the afternoon in my kitchen.
That glowing figure introduced himself as Ramtha, the Enlightened One. He said he possessed ancient wisdom and the secret to happiness. Ramtha supposedly taught Knight how to leave her body and channel him. That meant
Did she just acquire a stand? What? This girl, man, she just acquired a stand? Okay.
Ramtha could take over her body and speak through her. Knight would enter a trance, then her voice would become deep and masculine.
And finally, after several minutes, this 40-year-old woman says she has turned into a 35,000-year-old man.
Knight began channeling Ramtha publicly in 1970.
I want to see that full clip, bro.
Through her, Ramtha preached every human was their own god. Ramtha also said people could shape reality and...
What the hell?
Every human was their own god. Ramtha also...
Why does she look swole as shit? I ain't gonna lie, I feel like if you're in her cult, you really can't question her. She just go beat the shit out of you.
Said people could shape reality and heal themselves with their mind.
She looked, you know, I can believe it. She looked like a damn warrior.
Is it possible to have mind over matter? Baby, the brain is king. The body is the kingdom.
It was a message people wanted to believe. By 1988, Knight had thousands of devoted followers. That year, she opened the Ramtha School of Enlightenment. The school offered classes and retreats. A single class cost around $400.
You out of your mind.
Retreats could cost as much as $1,500.
It said thousands of people? I'm finna start a cult my damn self.
Many followers moved near the campus to be close to their teacher. The school became a multi-million-dollar business. But as the school grew, Ramtha's teachings became troubling. Through Knight, Ramtha started making frightening prophecies.
He has a ton of predictions and beliefs about the New World Order, viruses, vaccines, plagues, and natural disasters.
One time, she
How the hell is this nigga supposed to know?
predicted a massive flood was coming. She told followers to move inland.
One should leave that which is called the beaches and seek higher ground.
Over 1,500 people obeyed. They abandoned their homes and relocated inland. That shows how much control she had over her followers.
What the hell?
There were more bizarre teachings. She spoke about lizard people living inside mountains. She warned that anyone who left the cult might be eaten by the lizard people. Outsiders believed she was manipulating gullible followers. They accused her of being a spiritual predator. There were also allegations that Knight's teachings made some of her members lose their lives. For instance, several followers had serious medical conditions. Instead of sending them to hospitals, Knight claimed Ramtha could heal them. She hugged them, spoke comforting words, and declared them cured. Many
That's insane.
were never healed. They passed away.
This lady went home from there, died of pneumonia.
Today,
Oh my God.
Knight is in her 70s. She still channels Ramtha at her Washington compound. The Ramtha School of Enlightenment now has branches in more than 35 countries.
What are we talking about?
This next cult...
Are we... Oh, hold on, bro. Are we dead ass right now? 34 countries? Because some woman says she can turn into a damn stand? Oh my God.
Also promised healing, but just gave lies. Universal medicine. The Universal Medicine cult,
I've heard of this,
began in the most unlikely place, a bathroom. In September 1999, Serge Benhayan was relieving himself. Suddenly, he had a spiritual revelation.
And I just gave myself a time to sit and feel that moment. And I could feel something really, really beautiful.
Serge,
man, you took a... What you did was you took a holy shit and then you became a leader, bro. Yeah, I've heard of this.
Never fully explained what that revelation actually was, but it inspired him to start Universal Medicine in Australia. The group was marketed as a healing center, but critics called it something else, a socially dangerous and socially harmful cult. And once you hear Serge's teachings, you'll understand why. He preached that people born with disabilities were being punished or being dictators in a past life.
What the hell?
They are former incarnates of corrupt politicians, corrupt generals, army people, dictators.
Serge also warned that certain foods carried dark energy that poisoned the body. Foods like cinnamon, potatoes, and carrots. Eating them allowed evil forces to enter the body and cause disease. But there was one way to get rid of that energy: burping. In other words, people would literally burp their way to healing.
She started burping all over the place, going bleh, bleh. And after a while, we said, "What on earth are you doing?" And she said, "I'm getting rid of evil spirits."
Universal
It's the fact that niggas really did this shit.
Medicine also sold teas, herbal elixirs, and creams that supposedly helped with this cleansing. To people desperate for healing, Serge was a savior. Thousands joined his movement. They attended retreats, bought his products, and built their lives around his teachings. Many swore they felt better.
I wouldn't keep paying if I didn't feel that I was getting something out of it. He just had a really refreshing take on things, and he just seemed really down to earth.
Before long, Universal
This is so crazy.
Medicine became a multi-million-dollar empire, but
that's what I'm saying.
Serge had other commands for his followers, and those were far more controversial than burping rituals. Serge allegedly encouraged followers to cut ties with their families. Their new family was the Universal Medicine community. When someone challenged the cult, they were told they would have a baby with Down syndrome as karma for judging others.
Oh my God. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Me and Sergio would have to throw some hands. I be healed this nigga. I apologize, Sergio. I will never disrespect you again. Psych!
The cult also targeted people on their deathbeds. According to reports, terminally ill followers were told not to leave their money to their kids. If they did, their kidney energy would be damaged in the next life. Instead, they had to leave their inheritance to the cult, and many obeyed. One woman left Serge $1.4 million when she passed. Her family sued Universal Medicine, fighting to get the money back. For years, these stories stayed below the radar. Universal Medicine operated quietly in the shadows, until one woman decided to expose them. Esther Rocket was a journalist. She heard about Universal Medicine, and in 2005, she decided to experience it for herself. Esther attended one of their group healing sessions. What she saw horrified her.
He had about 60 people in this room on treatment tables, and he'd closed all the curtains so that it was completely dark.
During the session, people screamed and cried as if they were possessed. Esther was convinced something was deeply wrong with the group.
I thought again about going to the police, but what do you tell them? This guy's doing exorcisms on people.
Yeah.
So Esther spent the next few years investigating universal medicine. She posted everything she discovered on her blog, and every story was darker than the last. There were cases of emotional abuse, inheritance manipulation, and disturbing healing practices. Esther published it all, but universal medicine didn't appreciate the bad publicity. So in 2015, they sued Esther for defamation. It totally backfired. During the trial, the court reviewed Esther's evidence. They heard testimonies from former members of the cult. The court sided with Esther. They declared universal medicine a socially harmful cult. The jury also said that Serge used manipulation to make money and vilified people with disabilities. Universal medicine was ordered to pay Esther Rocket $1.2 million in damages. Despite the verdict, Serge wasn't criminally charged. Today, universal medicine still operates in Australia. They still hold retreats, sell healing products, and teach people to burp away evil spirits. Up next is a cult so
insane, bro. I just can't. It's billions. It's worth billions, bro. I didn't have much to say about it.
Extreme, some members ended up behind bars. The Remnant Fellowship. This cult started out as a weight loss program. In 1986, Gwen Shamblin launched the Weight Down Workshop. It was a 12-week fitness program sold on videotape. But it wasn't your regular diet plan. Gwen added a twist. She mixed fitness and dieting with religion. According to Gwen, weight issues weren't just about food, they were about faith. In her eyes, being overweight meant you didn't trust God enough.
Gwen started touting the message that God told her people weren't consistently losing weight because they weren't being faithful to him.
Excuse me, Gwen. Would you like to have a discussion or two?
Weight Down Workshop was hardcore. Followers were told to eat only 10 bites of food a day. If they didn't lose 2 pounds daily, Gwen told them to stop eating altogether. Some followers claimed it worked.
God has removed
You're literally just starving yourself.
156 pounds from my body.
I've lost a total of 96 pounds.
The results made people believe. The movement became popular.
By 19...
Well, duh, you're gonna lose weight if you're eating an extreme calorie deficit. Like, what? That was not... Okay, bro.
1997, Way Down workshops spread to over 30,000 weekly meetings in 70 countries.
Gwen became a celebrity. She appeared on talk shows and was praised as a Christian weight loss guru. No one realized her diet plan was about to evolve into a cult. In 1999, Gwen bought a massive piece of land in Brentwood, Tennessee. There, she founded the...
Cults make a lot of money, bro. Like, that's just something you just have to accept. That's what makes it so crazy, because of how much money is in it. Because when you think of cult, you probably think of like people, like a group of crazy people out in the woods surrounding a wooden house. No, bro, these niggas are millionaires. Millionaires. You know how much money the dude who ran Jamestown had? Do you understand how much money it costs to run an entire town?
The Remnant Fellowship. What happened next seemed very calculated. Since she had all that land, Gwen invited her Weight Down followers to join her on the property. They were forming a new community.
Somebody should sneak into her house and just inject her with some fat and see what happens.
She also had multiple businesses under the Remnant name. There was a real estate agency, a construction firm, a school, and more. These companies...
A school underneath a cult.
...needed employees. So Gwen offered her followers jobs. Now they could live, work, and worship together, all under Gwen's control. Dozens of families moved in. Over time, more than 2,000 members lived on or near the Remnant property. It felt like a beautiful community. But soon, things began to change, and not in a good way. Gwen's
that can never go right.
Focus shifted from weight loss to total control. She dictated nearly every aspect of her followers' lives. And it was easy because they lived and worked on her property. Soon, leaving...
That's gotta be illegal, bro. What do they call that? Because they used to do, because that's not new. There's a lot of companies that would offer housing and you basically just lived it where you worked at.
The cult meant losing everything.
If a member were to leave, not only would they lose their community, but most likely their livelihood as well.
Even more disturbing were Gwen's teachings about parenting. She encouraged strict discipline with harsh punishments, but that advice resulted in tragedy. In October 2003, a couple from Atlanta, Georgia took discipline a little far. Their son didn't survive.
Are you insane? Why does it gotta be black? Come on, bro. Dude.
The tragedy,
we don't claim them,
made national headlines. The parents were sentenced to 30 years in prison.
Good.
They were loyal members of the Remnant Fellowship. After their arrest, Gwen even helped pay for their lawyers. Many called for Gwen to be charged too. They said her toxic parenting advice caused the tragedy. To make matters worse, the Remnant Fellowship was identified as a cult by some cult experts. But police said they couldn't find a link between the incident and the church's teachings about punishment. Without direct evidence,
yeah, you wasn't gonna win that case.
Gwen walked free. She continued to lead the fellowship. Over the years, she built enormous wealth and power. But in May 2021, tragedy struck again, this time at the top.
So the private plane crashed into a lake near Nashville on Saturday. All 7 people on board presumed dead.
Gwen lost her life in a plane crash. She was with her husband and 5 others. Many expected the fellowship to collapse without her, but it didn't. Today, the Remnant Fellowship still operates from the same Brentwood property. Gwen's children now lead it, continuing her legacy. This next cult started their own.
That's insane, bro. This is why I don't got the wig on, bro. How in the world is a beard hair getting into my eye? Let's continue.
Country. Swami, her legacy. This next cult started their own country. Swami Nityananda.
What?
Swami Nityananda wasn't an ordinary cult leader. His followers.
This nigga look crazy.
Nityananda. Swami Nityananda wasn't an ordinary cult leader. His followers believed he could create jewels out of thin air. Some even called him a living god, but this so-called god couldn't control his impulses.
Yeah.
Soon, his entire empire collapsed. In 2003, Swami built a massive spiritual retreat in India. It became famous for one reason: Swami's supernatural powers.
Over the years, he gained several miraculous superpowers, including ones which allowed him to help the blind see.
People swore Swami
Show me the proof, bro.
Healed their
you can't just make a statement like that and just accept it.
Illnesses. Others said he performed miracles. Swami himself said he once delayed the sunrise by 40 minutes.
Boy, okay, bro. I'm getting so tired. Yo, what? Number one, what was the purpose of that? Even if you could do that, let's grant him the idea that he did that, right? Why? What does that do for me? It don't do nothing. You just threw the whole world clock out of sync, and we just didn't know that happened. All right, Swami.
Each story made him more famous. Swami also claimed he could teleport.
Yeah, I felt alive with the whole cosmos.
His claims spread across India and beyond. Soon, Swami had 1,000 retreats in 33 countries.
How? Did he teleport in front of y'all? Or is there some real rigorous thing that he has to do before he's able to teleport?
Tens,
like by a car or a plane,
of thousands of followers hung on his every word. To them, Swami wasn't just a spiritual leader, he was divine. Little did they know, Swami was about to become a fugitive from the law. In 2010, Swami's empire began to fall apart. A woman from his retreat accused him of being inappropriate with her. Swami was arrested, then released on bail. More women.
How are you a divine being that can stop the sun from rising, but you can't get no butt? That's what? That's insane. You can teleport and you can stop the sun from rising, but you can't get any cheeks consensually. All right, bro. Okay, Swami. Okay, buddy.
Men came forward. Some
described
inappropriate behavior. Others said they were kept in his retreats against their will. There were even stories of forced labor. Then in 2014, things went from bad to worse.
A 24-year-old woman disciple who was with the Nitya ashram for 4 years has been found dead.
The woman was found lifeless inside his retreat. Swami insisted it was from natural causes, but the victim's parents suspected foul play.
Swami, boy, shut up. Because if you can make the sun stop moving, bro, you could make her from stop dying. You could have delayed her death by 40 minutes, buddy.
By now, the accusations
rest in peace to that woman, though.
Against him were overwhelming. It seemed inevitable that Swami would end up behind bars, but he had other plans. He went on the run. After his disappearance, Swami became a wanted man in India.
What, he teleported?
India. Years passed without a trace. Then in 2000,
he actually evaded. He actually evaded the police. What the fuck, bro?
In 2019, he resurfaced on social media. He had big news. Swami declared he created his own country, the Republic of Kailasha. He called himself its prime minister. Kailasha had its own central bank, passports, and national anthem. But one detail didn't add up. Nobody knew where Kailasha actually was. Some doubted it was even real. Swami continued posting on social media, but never revealed his location. Meanwhile, his followers kept promoting Kailasha, trying to make it look like a legitimate country. In
Why is there a black woman there?
2023, Kailasha even sent someone to the United Nations meeting.
I'm here representing the
What?
United States of Kailasha. I'm the permanent
The United States of Kailasha?
ambassador.
The UN ignored her, but the cult kept pushing to get Kailasha recognized.
How did she get in? Okay, hold on, visual.
United Nations meeting.
I'm here representing the United States of Kailasha. I'm the permanent ambassador.
The UN ignored her, but the cult.
How in the hell did she get in? How did she get a seat? How did she get her own screen? How did she get her own name tag? If the
kept pushing to get Kailasha recognized as a real country.
They have been actively trying to meet diplomats and other world leaders.
Today, Swami is still in hiding. To critics, he's a fugitive, but to his followers, he's a divine ruler building a new world. And until he's found, both his cult and his so-called country will continue. This next cult attack.
That's insane. They gotta give him the Bin Laden treatment.
Innocent people. The Rajneesh movement. Country will continue. This next cult attacked innocent people. The Rajneesh movement. Most cults are dangerous because of their outrageous beliefs. But the Rajneesh movement said all the right things. They preached love, peace, and freedom. But when outsiders challenged them, they became violent. And they made a move that almost wiped out hundreds of innocent people. The Rajneesh movement began in India. It was founded by a man named Rajneesh in 1970.
That's insane, bro. The Rajneesh cult was founded by a guy named Rajneesh. Okay, bro. Ouch. Let me put the beard back on for this, because y'all about to make me pull out some magic tricks never before seen. Alright.
In 1996, he opened a retreat in West India. His goal was to create a place where people could practice meditation and achieve spiritual growth. His timing couldn't have been better. The 1970s were the height of the hippie movement.
A lot of rebellious hippies sort of looking for something different than the status quo.
Many young people were tired of traditional religion and authority. Rajneesh gave them a new kind of spirituality. He preached about becoming a new man, someone who could find inner freedom through accepting and rising above desire.
So he made a cult of violent hippies.
His message attracted thousands to his retreat.
Open, loving environment, and everyone's meditating all day.
Oh my God, they just look like their feet stink, bro.
And everyone's hugging, and it's just very open.
Life inside the retreat was peaceful, but outside, Rajneesh's message was making enemies. Rajneesh rejected traditional religion. He believed that every person could find their own way to spiritual enlightenment, but that philosophy didn't sit well with some radical people in India. To them, his teachings were offensive. Eventually, someone decided to shut him up permanently. In 1980, an extremist tried to assassinate Rajneesh. He survived, but the attempt convinced him to leave India for a safe assassinate.
That man said, "I'm about to get it back in blood."
Rajneesh. He survived, but the attempt convinced him to leave
Wrong move.
India for his safety. He wanted a place where he and his followers could live freely without fear of persecution. In 1981, he found it. He and his followers moved to America. There, they bought a 60,000-acre ranch near Antelope, Oregon.
60,000 acres?
It was going to be their...
How much money? $44 million, which would be worth $250 million nowadays.
Safe space. The land was empty.
Like I said, these cults be having motion, bro.
But Rajneesh's followers transformed it. They built homes, restaurants, and even an airport.
They had quite
an airport?
Simply built an entire city from scratch.
They called the city Rajneeshpuram. For a while, it worked. They were self-sufficient, peaceful, and isolated. But in 1984, the cult was in trouble again. There was
look at that nigga.
Conflict between Rajneesh and his neighbors in surrounding towns. The American locals wanted the cult gone. They claimed Rajneesh didn't have permission to build a city on that land, but Rajneesh's followers refused to leave. Tensions were at a breaking point. The locals took the matter to court.
I just want to know what did one of his preachings sound like?
Hoping to get the cult evicted. The commune's survival depended on the authorities' decision. And that's when Rajneesh's inner circle hatched a desperate plan. The plan came from a woman named Ma Sheila. She was one of Rajneesh's top leaders. She was also one of the most ruthless.
I don't trust nobody with this kind of haircut.
One of the most ruthless. Sheila's plan was simple. Get the cult's members elected to local government. That way they could use their authority to prevent the commune from getting evicted. Luckily, there was an upcoming election in the country. 2 followers agreed to run for office, but victory was nearly impossible. They just didn't have enough votes to win. The surrounding towns had way more registered voters.
LOL.
And almost all of them would vote against Sheila's candidates. So Sheila decided to take a darker route. She would win by making local residents too sick to show up to vote. Before the election, Sheila and her team visited restaurants in the area. Then they purposely contaminated salad products with salmonella bacteria. The plan worked. Hundreds fell violently ill. A few almost lost their lives.
What?
45 people received hospital treatment.
At the time, that event was considered the largest bioterror attack in American history. Local...
Wow. First of all, where did she get the salmonella from? Was she just rub the raw chicken on the salad products? How did she get access to it? How did she do this? How?
Residents suspected that Rajneesh's people were behind the attack. Before long, police traced the source of the outbreak back to the cult. Ma Sheila was sentenced to 4.5 years for the salad attack. Then
4.5?
And the police went after Rajneesh himself. He denied knowing about the attack, but that didn't save him. Rajneesh was deported back to India in 1986. Back in India, Rajneesh and his followers continued the cult. He passed away in 1990, but the Rajneesh movement still operates in India, run by his remaining disciples. This next cult was created by a
That's insane to me.
computer scientist in Silicon Valley, the Zizians. The Zizians are one of the most violent cults in modern history. Their philosophy can be summed up in one belief: violence is the answer.
Zizians would believe that
the
end justifies the means. So if the means mean, well, so be it.
The end just...
I like that chapter. I'll be watching some of his videos.
Defies the means. For them, that phrase wasn't a metaphor. If you wanted something, you took it. If someone stood in your way, you removed them. If that meant breaking the law or even taking a life, it didn't matter. The cult was created by a woman named Jack Lazota, which...
That's a woman?
Called herself Ziz. Around 2016, Ziz began posting long blogs about her philosophy.
What the fuck?
Ziz. Around 2016, Ziz began posting long...
Gang, who took this picture of you? If you wanted to harm the person that took this picture, I would understand it, bro.
Blogs about her philosophy. She wrote that violence can be excused in service of the greater good. She also fantasized about what would happen if society were to strip away morality. Her extreme ideas attracted...
Oh my god, girl, shut up.
...a devoted online following. They met in chat rooms, then later in person. Over time, Ziz's supporters began calling themselves Zizians. What started as one woman's blog was now a cult that glorified violence. In 2020, several Zizians moved into a trailer park in California. They had no plans
This is happening in America. That's insane to me. I'm surprised your ass ain't get shot.
to pay rent. When the landlord demanded payment, they ignored him. When he tried to evict them, they fought back. They just lived there illegally, refusing to leave.
Despite his best efforts, Lind remained unable to remove the Zizians for years.
Eventually,
what? Years?
The landlord took them to court and won. A judge issued an eviction order against the Zizians. That's when the Zizians decided to act on their own violent beliefs. 2 days before the eviction, they attacked the landlord. It was brutal. Then they fled the trailer park, believing they ended the landlord, but they hadn't. Another tenant found him and rushed him to the hospital.
That's crazy.
Had to be hospitalized for a month, but he made it. He survived.
When the Zizians heard the landlord was still alive, they were furious. And although they were wanted
mad at who?
By the police, they wanted to finish the job. So the Zizians risked everything, came back to California, and jumped the landlord again.
That's crazy. They spun the block.
This time, he didn't survive. But that was just the beginning of the Zizians' crime spree. In Pennsylvania, one member allegedly ended her parents. Another Zizian ended a U.S. Border Patrol agent in Vermont. She did it because the officer stopped her for a routine inspection. Soon, the Zizians were responsible for multiple crimes across 3 states. But living as fugitives wasn't as easy as they imagined. Law enforcement made them a top.
They must have thought that they were hard as hell. This just sounds like a bunch of cornballs with violence.
Priority. By early 2025, 4 Zizians
look at this motherfucker, bro.
Were captured. One
look, why do all of them got similar foreheads?
Made them a top priority. By early 2025,
like, look at these foreheads. Jesus.
4 Zizians were captured. One was the cult founder herself, Ziz.
A person named Jack Lasota, who goes by the name Ziz online, was arrested yesterday in Maryland.
The remaining Zizians went into hiding. Police are still searching for them. Their blogs and forums are still active.
What?
Their violent ideology is still being shared. Even with their leader in custody, the cult is still operating in the shadows. My friends, manipulation doesn't always...
That's insane to me. Somebody's should post a video of them beating the shit out of their leader and see what they say.
Look evil. Sometimes it looks like community. Sometimes it looks like healing. Sometimes it even looks like love. But if someone isolates you from your family, empties your bank account, and threatens you if you try to leave, that's not love. That's evil. Visual Venture.
Good video, man. That's insane, bro. That Zizians got my mind blown, bro. Those Zizians got my mind blown, bro. Stay away from cults, people. Stay away from those cults. Golly.